there is this kind of thing of people in the middle, the liberals, judging who deserves to be protected. And for me, as somebody that doesn't necessarily fit into that box, because I am Black, I am woman, I am African, but I also understand my privileges and the places that I come from. So how do we have these conversations, I think, like, you know, from within? How do we become that antibiotic in order to kind of, like, erase away these kind of notions of the fact that we decide who is oppressed and who is not?
Yeah, I think it's really hard at the moment because, and it's sort of intellectually dull to default to social media all the time, but I'm going to. I think social media has created such an extreme binary of good and bad and, you know, tribalism and which side that you're on, that free-thinking people like yourself that don't fit into a box are just troubling and too complex for most people. You know, I think that to some extent about me as well, because I, you know, have all these opinions, but I'm, you know, lots of more sort of conservative Jewish people don't like the way I think because I'm not a Zionist, for example. And I have a particular view on that, which, you know, I'm not an anti-Zionist either. I would consider myself a non-Zionist because I think it's racist for me to have a strong opinion about a country 3,000 miles away in the way that a Muslim in Britain does not have to have a strong opinion about Saudi Arabia or Iran or whatever, but I'm still expected to. So I think that what's happening at the moment, I mean, you know, not like it was much better before, but what's happening at the moment is that someone who thinks in a kind of, okay, I'm not going to have a prearranged ideological map on how I think. This is how I think about myself. Like, I think of myself now, having been probably straightforwardly of the left when I was younger, I now think of myself as no wing, right? I think of myself as like, I will try and think originally about every issue that I want to think about. And sometimes that might mean thinking in a right-wing way, and sometimes in a left-wing way, or sometimes not in a way that ascribes to any political position, right? And it seems to me that you're like that, and that is troublesome for people who, particularly, I think, who want to put, you know, a Black person in a particular box where they represent, you know, this kind of minority that we think about in this one way. Yeah, I think that is troublesome.